Hey everyone, welcome to Pickleball and Beyond. My name's Ryan.
My name is Vino.
And today we are looking at the Honolulu Pickleball Company's Sword and Shield J2, which we are calling their sword. So Vino, let's hear your initial thoughts on the J2.
So right off the bat, again, just like the whole line, very premium quality, nice grip, nice branding, and one of the reasons we kind of decided to do this review like this, the J5 and the J1 together, the J2 separately and the J3 separately, is because I feel they play a little bit differently, and they are for different kind of people.
Yes.
So this one, 16-inch paddle, the width is 7, almost 8, right? So the shape is very similar to some of these other paddles that we have played. And out of their series, I feel this is one of the most rounded, well-balanced paddles.
Yes.
Right?
And it ended up being my favorite out of the bunch. And I just, for that point, like you just said, it's super well-rounded. I felt like there was no downsides to this paddle. I loved every single part of it.
Yep.
And it was just phenomenal.
So would it be fair to say, hey, you know, this is a hybrid paddle?
Yes, that's exactly where I put it. It just seems smack dab in the middle. This is if you want a hybrid paddle, this is exactly what you're looking for and a great option to consider.
And again, just quickly to touch on, just like all their paddles, very easy to clean, right?
Yes.
So let's go straight into, since it's a hybrid paddle, let's just go from your power to your control.
Okay. Yeah.
How did you feel on the power side of it?
Yeah, starting on the power side of it, I absolutely loved this paddle from the baseline, especially. You know, I always am looking for a paddle with that awesome topspin from the baseline. I think that's super important to get the ball low. And the J2 did exactly that. And it had more of a punch than I expected as well.
Yep.
Like, not only did it get that crazy topspin where I felt like I was getting the ball below your kneecaps, it was doing it with a ton of pace as well. And every time I remember I'd hit some drives, I bet you could zoom in on my face and I'd probably go, oh my gosh.
And like when you hit it from the baseline, it was really funny. Like, it stayed low, just over the net, and it would dip.
It would just dip like
was
crazy.
Beautiful. I mean, it was nice to watch. Like, we're calling this a hybrid paddle, but mind you, that's got good power. Like, I would almost give it around an 8, wouldn't you say, out of a 10?
Yeah, I'd go slightly lower. It's still really good. And for the reason being, what I was going to transition into next, the overheads, I felt like I still got a lot of power on it. But, you know, it's still less than
like the J1 and
the J5 is its own competition. The J1 is a little closer to the J2.
Yes, you're correct.
But it's still, you know, I felt like it put the ball away plenty hard, but that I wasn't like, oh my goodness. I was more impressed when I was hitting from the baseline, but the smashes also performed very well on this paddle as well. But that, I didn't have a, oh my goodness moment with that. So that's why I'd still consider it a hybrid paddle for that
How did you like the resets? Because I really enjoyed watching you reset with it.
Yeah, so the J2 had an awesome sweet spot on it. Not quite like the J3 has, where you know it's their wide body paddle.
And we'll talk about that on a separate video, just because like it stands out on its own.
You could tell it's still not that, you know, crazy wide body where it has just, it feels like the entire paddle's a sweet spot. It has a very nice sweet spot.
And it's funny you should say that, because this one, the twist weight measures at 6.6, just like the J1.
Oh, that's funny.
It's really interesting, right? So this is 6.64 and that's 6.62. So still there's a lot of margin for error. I mean, we're still getting used to the measuring. I mean, and that translates so well on how you mentioned this soft spot, right?
Not making this up.
Nope. So let's go straight into like the maneuverability, right? How did you like it, like at the kitchen?
So at the kitchen, I did enjoy this paddle a lot again. I really love playing with it. It felt like I could put my dinks like wherever I wanted. You know, it has a nice dwell time on this J2 as well. And it's just overall.
Let's talk about the weight of it. This comes at 7.9, which is really low.
And that's the weight I typically like to look for. Yeah, it comes in from 7.9 to 8.1 ounces.
Yeah, and this one measures 7.9. And here's the funny part of it. The swing weight on this is 116. So it's close to that midpoint, which is really nice. Like, to have that amount of power.
That's where that acceleration's coming from. Even though it's a little lighter. You know, it's constructed well. The weight's distributed super well on this paddle. It feels like a perfect weight distribution in my opinion.
Adaptability.
I think you already know what I have to say about this.
I mean, it was funny, like when we played with this whole series, as soon as you picked up and played with this, you were like, wow.
Yeah, the J2 is actually my favorite of the series, and what I find funny is the MSRP is $145, just like their J3, and that's actually, you know, a lower price than their J1 and J5, but I personally like the J2 more than all of those other paddles, which just goes to show, don't just look at the dollar sign and be like, oh, this one costs more.
And okay, so funny fact, so we were playing with all of this, right? And we had this guy that wanted to just come and test some of the paddles out. He actually was playing with Lab 006. He picked this up, right? He played with a whole bunch of. He picked this up and he started playing. He was like, his eyes literally sparked up, and he was like, where can I get this paddle, right? So, I mean, that's the amount of balance and control. So, I really feel this is a well-rounded paddle. It gives you the best of both worlds. I was very impressed. You know, anyone that wants to try it, please, you know, reach out to us. We have this to demo. And we are excited for other people to try and get their comments as well. Please subscribe, it helps our channel. Please comment, we love hearing from you. And hopefully we'll see you in another review really fast. We are going to review the rest on this series. Please check those out.